Please state your name.
I'm Don Frankenfeld.
And what is your profession?
I'm appearing today in my capacity as a forensic economist. It's my common practice is to prepare reports about economic matters that are subject to litigation and then ultimately to testify about those reports. I've testified since the late 1970s on probably hundreds of cases, personal injury and wrongful death cases, also business litigation. Initially, the bulk of my work was done on behalf of defendants. Defendants' attorneys would engage me. Ultimately, that work migrated till now. About 2/3 of my work is for plaintiffs, but my methodology, of course, is the same, and I consider that between plaintiff and defense to be a balanced testimony.
And is that evaluation summarized in a report that you issued?
Yes.
In that report, was that plaintiff's exhibit number 11, which would be the black and white tag board there?
Yes.
All right. And that was a first report, is that correct?
That was, yes.
When did you write that?
That report was delivered to you on November 23rd, 2009.
And since then, have you revised it?
I have.
And why have you done that?
I've done it chiefly because of the passage of time. Since I did this report in 2009, 2 years have passed. Some circumstances have changed, interest rates principally, and that has an effect on the calculation of present value. So it's my customary practice. It's not a universal practice, but it's customary for me to update a report on the eve of trial.
All right, so the black bar then indicates the net effect of the personal consumption and his, I guess, the earnings estimate. Is that correct?
That's correct.
That means if you were treated as single, the amount of income left over, either for savings or discretionary spending, would be something like 26 or 27% of that total income.
That's correct. What I'm attempting to do here is, in essence, to value in an economic sense, not an emotional sense, a person's life, and to say, what is that person's life now extinguished worth in financial terms? And the measure of that, I think, is the measure I made, his earnings less his necessary personal consumption.
Is there any evidence in his particular case of which you are aware that he actually saved 73% of the income that he received either on an annual or on a monthly basis?
No.
Interest rates have declined over the last 32 months, correct?
Correct.
If interest rates go back up over the next 32 months, then those numbers are going to go back down. Your ultimate conclusion numbers would go back down to something like they were in November of 2009.
No.
Okay, and why not?
Because we're making a decision, the jury is making a decision now. What counts is what rates are available today. They don't have to guess or speculate about interest rates next month, the month after that. The question is, if they award the money today, the money presumably would be invested in federal securities today, and the rate available is the rate that I have used. Never mind that the rate might go up next month or in 32 months or in 6 years. What counts is what you can get today, because you're locking your money up once you make that investment.
His economic loss was not zero at the time of his death, was it?
It was not.
I have no further questions.
Nothing further.